Hey, good afternoon, everybody. This is the Two Old Farts coming at you live. I am Chuck, and this is...
I'm Lou on the butter looking at Two Old Farts. I even got my shirt on. Where's yours?
Right here, the Dead Boys.
What does it say? The Two Old Farts.
The Two Old Farts podcast. That's
go.
us. Hey, before we get started, I want to remind everybody who's listening, make sure you hit the like, the subscribe, do all that stuff, spread the word. We like having you guys here. We want you to keep coming back. And apologies for not doing a podcast last week. I didn't get in until almost Friday night at midnight on my trip to Hawaii. And I was just tired and catching up on sleep. So I was a slacker.
And I'll get some stuff posted. I went on this morning and looked at that stuff you and I wrote down several months ago and figured out how to get on. So I'm going to go on and post some stuff this week. That's a promise.
Post some stupid old man posts, like dad jokes.
Old man stuff. That's right. So did you see anything new or interesting in Hawaii on your trip?
I actually this time took some time on Thursday afternoon and went out to the USS Arizona Memorial.
Boy,
and got to see that.
That's fascinating, isn't it?
It is. And it's sad, just that massive loss of life. But it is a memorial. It's not a tourist attraction because it is a mass grave. And I think it's pretty cool. So one of the things I noticed, they had a picture of some scuba divers. And part of what the story was about was anybody who was assigned to the ship that day, when they die, if they were cremated and they wanted their ashes, they could have those ashes interned in the ship.
Right.
And one of the divers had said that when they place, I don't know what they call the little box that has the ashes, when they open it up and they place it inside, they said that they can feel the tug of the water pulling the ashes into the ship. And they said that that's their crewmates, their shipmates bringing them back onto the ship.
Yeah, that's pretty interesting. Did they by chance have anybody? Because when your mom and I went for our 50th anniversary, they actually buried somebody. They had somebody.
It was not like that.
They had somebody that was committed because those people and I'm sure there's probably not any more left now that survived that. But they had one they actually took down that day to
have his ashes interred in the ship.
Yeah. That was probably the most touching part of the whole trip for me, that when your mom and I went.
Yeah, that gets you right in the feels, don't it?
Yes, it does. I still have a lot of pictures I'll look at from time to time and stuff like that.
But one of the things also that I found truly remarkable is that the Navy itself, the boats that take you out there and back are Navy tenders, and they are numbered, and they belong to the Arizona.
Yes.
Those are USS Arizona tenders, and those are active duty sailors that bring you out there and back. They are attached to the ship. They are assigned to the ship.
And they are so professional.
Yes.
It was a great trip. I took a lot of pictures, and that was a highlight for me on our anniversary trip, for things to see and stuff like that. It was really nice.
Did you get a chance to go see the bowfish or the bowfin? The bowfin, the submarine next door.
Yes, I did. Got up, went up.
That's pretty cool too.
Yes, it is. A lot of history behind that ship, that submarine.
Mm-hmm.
So then we made the Dole pineapple trip too. That was fun.
Yeah, we didn't have time to go do stuff like that. I didn't even get a chance to get on the beach, get in the water. It was just work. Spend all that time in traffic, getting back to the hotel. By the time you get back and change, it's time to go eat. By the time you go eat and hang out, then you get back to the room, it's like 8 o'clock. It's like, well, shit, man. In like 2 hours, I got to go to bed, get up, start this whole thing over again.
Yeah, it don't give you a lot of time to do a lot of stuff, does it, when you're on those kind of trips?
Nope, but It was kind of a productive trip. So, but I'm glad to be back. Glad to be doing the podcast with you. Got to spend yesterday afternoon with you. What were we doing, old man?
Watching a little football. I'm gonna tell you, that was a game.
It was a good game. A&M came prepared to play.
Yep, everybody was picking A&M, and rightfully so, the way things been going. But I'm gonna tell you that was a ball game right away up to the end.
Yep, the defense has been getting better and better each week, and we made the halftime adjustments that we needed to make. We dialed up the pressure on defense, and we really kind of stymied them. They stymied our offense at times, and I think it's just the fact of being on the road, being a very loud environment, because Kyle Field is a very hard place to play. It's just like the Swamp in Florida. It's loud. It's crazy. The fans, they got up. And my God, penalties. Just like the Swamp game last year. Remember? Like, what was it, 3 back-to-back offside penalties on us?
Oh, yeah. It killed that one drive. Well, I'll tell you.
Sure did.
That stadium was packed.
I don't think they could have squeezed another person or two in there.
But I'm going to tell you, a couple of years ago, we made that trip up there. That's still one of my favorite memories. People that we met after the game, even though we won pretty convincingly, if I remember correctly. But how nice the people was and how much fun it was. We went to eat at a little restaurant right there. Of course, it's all Aggie fans, which is expected. But, how nice they were and stuff like that. No one, and that's the way it should be. You should be able to go to a ball game, have fun, and behave like adults and have good memories.
Trash talk is fine until it crosses that line and gets personal and mean.
Exactly.
Having a little good nature fun, a little poking here and there. But if you give it, you got to be able to get it too.
And I'm going to tell you something else that was kind of striking to me yesterday. 2 games, 34-30. You know who was 2 teams that lost at 30 points versus 34? Texas was one of them. They lost Oklahoma 34-30.
Was it Missouri and LSU?
Nope. One of your favorite teams.
Colorado?
Nope. Texas State Bobcats.
Oh, that's right. They did lose by 4.
Yeah, they lost by 4. I thought that was pretty interesting that the 2 Texas teams, and especially the 2 that you and I like, especially the Bobcats and stuff like that. And they're 4-2.
They lost at the last dang seconds, didn't they?
Yes, they did. Yeah.
Hey, against a good Louisiana Cajun football team.
Yes. I always like UL Monroe and the Raging Cajuns, and I just like good college football, period. But
in the Sun Belt, you know who else is 4-2? The Troy Trojans.
That's right. We're going to play them pretty soon.
We're going to go see them play at the end of the month.
Yep.
We got tickets. Bought tickets yesterday to see the Bobcats play the Trojans.
Yep. That's going to be a good game. It's homecoming, right?
I think it is homecoming for the Bobcats, and they better not lose because we're coming to see them.
That's right. But it's fun. And we're doing pretty good. And I'm gonna tell you, I'm impressed with Texas this year too. I think that they may have that program turned around. The recruiting seems to be better.
Their defensive play's gotten a lot better.
Yes.
I think, they yesterday, as well as Oklahoma, you looked at the score, and it looked more like an SEC score, but the way the game was played, it felt like a traditional Big 12 game, like touchdown, touchdown, touchdown. But there were defensive turnovers, onside kicks. I mean, there was crazy stuff going on in that game.
Yep.
And I think they really are getting their program ready for SEC play. They were running the ball, both teams, good defense, good offense, throwing the ball down the field. It wasn't the result that I was hoping for. I wanted to see Texas beat Oklahoma. But I think they're ready for SEC play. I really do.
That's interesting stuff. That might be one of the reasons why they brought in the coach they brought in. Somebody who's
You talking
in
about
the
Venables?
SEC. Yeah. No, I'm talking about Texas.
Well, yeah, he's a defensive coach.
Yeah.
And you know what? I hate to say it, but since he left Clemson ain't been all that, have they?
No, they haven't. They just barely won yesterday. I think just like 2 or 3 points, maybe 4, something like that. It was right up to the end.
So, just gonna throw this out there. Yesterday, after the end of college game day, they were throwing the picks out. They were making the predictions, and I called it. I called my shot. I said Louisville was going to beat Notre Dame, and guess what?
Yeah, they
Louisville
did.
beat the brakes off of Notre Dame. As a matter of fact,
It
number
was
10 ranked Notre Dame against number 25 Louisville.
Yeah,
Every year, Dad. Every year, ESPN they hype 2 teams, USC and they hype Notre Dame.
Yep.
And at the end, what happens? They fall flat, like 3-day-old soda. No fizz.
That's a close game until the fourth quarter. Then Louisville started turning it on. I watched some of that game last night, back and forth.
And I said it. I said it's a road game at night. I don't think Notre Dame's got the gas in the tank.
Yeah.
And then I also called UCLA over Wazoo against Washington State, and UCLA beat them.
Yes, you did. And in fact, when we were talking about our Alabama game at halftime, we were talking, and I think you made a comment, go and make some adjustment at halftime, you're going to see a different ball club. But that's about 2 weeks in a row now that they've made those adjustments at halftime.
I called Arkansas against Ole Miss. They were hanging tough till the end. Ole Miss pulled it out. I called Missouri over LSU, and it was a pretty close game until the end.
Yeah.
Mizzou just didn't have enough gas in the tank for LSU, which scares me because LSU are going to fight till the end when we play them at Tiger Stadium at night under the lights.
Yeah, and I was looking at my schedule, my SEC schedule, and that's the only game that I'm worried about. We got LSU on the road, and we got Auburn on the road. The rest of them are home games.
Yeah, but those are the only 2 teams I'm really worried about.
Yeah, but I think playing at home is going to make it easier for us because you get the home crowd, and this team is kind of reminds me of the beginning of when Saban first got there, how you start building and stuff. You don't really. He's got good recruits and stuff, and I mean, they don't seem to have gotten it together yet. We're still talk about the quarterback issues, and he's learning, he's getting better. And
I take that back, Gad. We got LSU at home this year.
Are you sure?
I'm just thinking, yes, sir. I'm looking at the schedule, and it does not have the little @ symbol.
Yeah, we got LSU at home. Yeah, we got Auburn on the road and
Kentucky. We got Arkansas, Tennessee, and LSU. We got 3 back-to-back games at home.
Yep.
Then we hit the road at Kentucky. Then you and I are going to see Tennessee, Chattanooga, and then they got Auburn on the road.
Yeah, that's.
Hey, and how about Colorado, man? Colorado getting it done again. They were really hanging last week against USC.
Yes, they were. I'm glad to see him doing the things he's doing. He's starting to build a program, and more importantly, he's getting some young men starting to believe they can do things that's going to help them in their future careers in life.
Oh, that's the only reason that they've been as good as they have been is he's got those boys believing and playing over their heads. Kind of like Bear Bryant when he first got to Alabama. Those kids were smaller, weaker than the other teams they were playing. And then they were beating them because they were playing beyond their capabilities and beliefs.
Oh, yeah. I'll never forget that Alabama-Nebraska game when we played them in, I thought, a New Year's Day game, I believe it was, and we beat them. They outweighed us by like 30, 40, 50 pounds a man up front. They got like
it ain't the size of the dog in the fight.
Yep. So,
but you know what else about college football? It hit me yesterday during college game day. Is it's half over now.
I know.
It is half over. It just got started and it's halfway over. That was week 6 right there, Dad.
Yeah.
Only 6 more games.
Yeah, then we get into
the championship and then the playoffs.
Yeah. I think we got a chance. We'll see. Long as we play. You know what's funny? This morning I saw this picture of Miss Terry hugging Arnold.
Hugging who?
Arnold, the defensive back, Arnold from Alabama, and talk about how good he played and stuff like that. They were talking about Alabama footing, but in the thing that showed a little clip of her hugging him after the game, or him hugging her rather, come up, put a big bear hug on her and stuff like that, and they're talking and stuff. I think that's pretty neat because I don't think Saban's ever done too much of that kind of stuff before and talked about Miss Cherry like he has this year.
I just wonder how many more years he's got left in the tank to coach.
He'll probably be like Bear Bryant. He's kind
but sooner or later, I think Terry's going to tell him he's had enough.
Yeah. So, I'd like to see him go out of winter and then be the athletic director, and he could do so much for the university in that position, and not just football, but all of the athletic programs.
If he wants to do that, I don't know what he wants to do after he quits coaching.
Yeah, so let's go.
Who knows?
Yeah. All right, I got a couple of trivia questions for you.
Uh-oh. Here we go.
All right. You know what happened on this day? On this day? Many years ago.
October 7th?
Uh-huh.
Is that the day you went to Vietnam?
Nope. It was the day that the U.S. led the first attack on Afghanistan.
Okay.
All right. What was one of my favorite shows and your mom's favorite shows that debuted on this date? Named after a highway. Route 66. See, I'm showing your age now.
Yeah, wasn't that around the time I was born?
Yep. In 1913, Ford Assembly Line debuted.
Okay.
Yep. But what one real hero won the Medal of Honor? The action occurred on this date in World War One.
Audie Murphy? No, that was World War II.
World War II.
Yeah. Hang on.
Made a movie about him.
I know. Hang on. And he wanted to quit the army as a conscientious objector.
Yes, sir.
And he charged a machine gun nest of Germans and held them with just himself. God, what was his name?
Captured 132 Germans.
Yes, he did, single-handedly.
Sergeant Alvin York. What a hero. You know what was even more important about him? He did not want the fame and the glory, and he didn't want the fame and the glory, and he came back and dedicated a lot of his life to children and families and doing things back home. Now I'm going to tell you something funny. You know where he was born and raised?
Alvin York?
Yep.
It was either Kentucky or Tennessee, I think.
Tennessee, but you want to name a little town? Think of your grandma or your granny. What kind of cigarettes she smoked?
Camels? Pall Malls? Winston's?
Pall Malls. He was born and raised in Pall Mall, Tennessee. I did not know that till this morning. I was doing some research on it. I thought that was kind of funny. Pall Mall, Tennessee.
All righty.
Yeah. So, that little history trivia questions there.
I did not know that. But You know what else happened this past week?
What's that?
Your anniversary.
Yes, it was.
It was your 58th anniversary.
58th?
Yep. 58.
You never know what you miss until you miss it. Back in that summer, I was home on leave. Your mom and I, we didn't get in. We kind of got engaged, but we didn't, and stuff like that. And then went back, didn't do much writing and stuff like that. Then when I came back home again, because I got vacation, leave time to come back again, and went to look her up. She didn't want anything to do with me. I don't understand why. But then I had pictures of me. So your grandfather said, "Oh, she'd like to have those." So he took them over and gave them to her. She looked at them up and said, "I don't want these." But anyway, then we started dating again, got engaged, and on the way back, had that bad accident. Stayed in the hospital 2 weeks, and was on my way home again. Then all of that, you were conceived and born while I was gone.
Yep. No, well, I was conceived before you left.
Oh, yeah, but...
yeah, that's how that works, Dad.
Are you sure?
Well, the DNA says that I'm your son.
Well, I don't know. Your mom said I'm not sure that was mine or not.
Well, the DNA says, yes, we've done the DNA tests. So that proves you were there for the conception. You weren't there for the birth, but you were there for the conception.
Yeah, it's like I said, you don't know what you have until you miss it. And, when I got back up there and didn't write too much, and I got back home and realized what I was missing. That's when we got engaged. The rest is history. And the other part, she was in, and sometimes when you're young and dumb like me, I was an old country boy and just didn't really know a whole lot and stuff like that. Went to college and dropped out because his teacher said, "Why don't you draw me a picture of a potato?" I think I told you this once before. And she
might have. Hey, where were you going to school at?
Troy State, which is now Troy University.
And you're finally going to get to see them play football, aren't you?
Yes, we are. So, anyway, that's the way life is and things happen, right?
Well, while you were talking, I went to Twitter and checked the results of that Twitter poll we had put out a few weeks ago.
Okay. About our pineapple?
Yep.
And what did it say?
And it wasn't even close. It wasn't even close.
The people like pineapple like me.
70% of the people who responded said yes to put pineapple on pizza. Ugh.
So what does this old fart say then? That means I ain't too damn dumb.
Well, Dad, a broken watch is right twice a day.
When it stops and when it gets fixed.
No, it's right twice a day. If it stops at 12 o'clock, guess what? It's 12 o'clock twice a day, isn't
it? That's true. Yeah.
That's why a broken watch is right twice a day, or a broken clock.
Well, that's new on me. I hadn't heard that one. I got to remember that one.
Dad, you're 79 years old and you ain't never heard a broken clock is right twice a day?
Nope.
But anyway. Well, hey, we're doing pretty good this month in our podcast audience. We're up to 2,894 all-time downloads. We've had 13 this month. Not too great, not too bad. A little bit low from last month, and it could be because we didn't do an episode last week. Just from the U.S. and Canada, 2 downloads from the same province in Canada, Ontario. So I'm assuming it's the same people. They all seem to be from Ontario. So, what are the odds that people from all these different people from Ontario like our podcast? So whoever you are from Ontario, we are very thankful and blessed and happy to have you listening to us week in and week out. We hope we're entertaining you and not boring you to death.
Yep. And you know what else is strange about Canada?
What?
When do they celebrate Thanksgiving?
Hang on. You know what? I got this thing that says it can't access my video.
Do
anyway,
I?
They celebrate Christmas the day after, don't they?
Thanksgiving. I don't know.
Well, you said Christmas.
I meant Thanksgiving. But
I don't know when they say it's a month ahead of us, isn't it? Isn't it this month?
The second Monday in October. That's pretty strange, huh?
Why is it strange?
Well, yeah, I just think most of the world.
What makes it strange? Just because they choose to pick a different. No, most countries don't have Thanksgiving.
Well, that's not true. Most countries do have a Thanksgiving. And actually, you know who actually was one of the first people to celebrate Thanksgiving in the United States, or to make it a day? It wasn't an official holiday, but make it like a national day?
Mm-mm.
Abraham Lincoln.
Okay.
After the battle, I believe, was Gettysburg, to give thanks to the troops for what they've done and all those kind of things, and bless the nation and those kind of things. And do you know which president tried to change it?
Nope, I do not.
Franklin Roosevelt, 1939.
Why would he try to do that?
He moved it to the second Thursday.
Why did he do that?
Celebrate the end of the Depression and those kind of things. And that's kind of how the Black Friday acronym kind of got started. It was like that. But in 41, Congress made it official.
To be the third Thursday?
Yep. Fourth Thursday in November. And so what's our tradition on Thanksgiving?
We go to the Bluebonnet Cafe and get pies for Thanksgiving. Right.
Looking forward to that trip. That's always a fun trip.
It is. And I just checked. They're only out till October to order the pie. So we've got to keep track of that. Like every day. Like when do they open up those dates that week?
So we're going to eat at the Bluebonnet this time, or we're going to try to find another place to eat at?
We can either eat there or eat at the brewery next door, the brew pub.
Yeah, that's pretty nice too, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
When we go this time, we might want to drive around a little bit just to take a look at the town. It's been a while since I've been through there. To look at some of the history, some of the historical stuff there.
Is there really anything to see there?
Oh, yeah. You got the lake. You got the river, rather. I don't know what all's there.
I don't either. I didn't know there was anything to look at.
But the Bluebonnet, that's a pretty old restaurant, too. A lot of history.
It definitely is.
Yeah. It's always fun for a good trip. Yeah. So anyway.
Yep, it's getting up on that 30-minute time frame too. We're coming up on 29 minutes. We spent almost half of it, or more than half, talking about football.
Yep. Now I'm work on trivia questions. So next time I'm gonna have some more trivia stuff for you.
Okay. I wished I had more time to watch the rugby game that was on TV this morning. God, who was playing rugby today? Let's see. It was on ESPN. It was the Rugby World Cup.
Okay.
It was it Samoa?
I have no idea.
I think it was England and Samoa.
Okay. I know we got we kind of got kicked out of that pretty quick. We didn't get too far into the championship this year, I don't think.
The rugby?
Yeah.
I don't think so either.
Yeah.
Now you want to see some dudes playing? You can watch you some rugby.
Oh yeah, they get after it, don't they? That's
those are some dudes right there. No pads, no helmets.
Yeah. It's amazing how all these other sports, how active they get, and actually can get pretty rough.
You ain't lying.
All right.
Well, we should probably wrap this up before we continue to ramble on, as the Led Zeppelin song goes.
So, what concerts you got coming up anytime soon?
This afternoon, I'm going to see the Dropkick Murphys. Next Sunday, I'm going to go see a band called Helmet. The end of the month, Brenda and I are going to go see a singer called John Waite, who got his start in the English band The Babies. Then went solo. Then did a super group thing with Neil Sean from Journey called Bad English, and then he's solo again.
Okay.
I think that's nope. Wait. Nope, October. So yeah, I got Helmet on Sunday. Then the following Tuesday after that, next week, I've got Cannibal Corpse. Then John Waite at the end of the month. We were supposed to go see Aerosmith on November 1st, but they postponed the whole tour. The singer has broken his larynx, so he's taking the rest of the year off to recover.
Okay.
So that's it for the month of October. And then next month, you and I got a road trip to Alabama.
Yep. I'm looking forward to that. That's going to be fun.
So yeah, we got a road trip to Alabama. We got a road trip to San Marcos to see the Bobcats play the Trojans. So it's getting busier this month.
Yeah, we're going to get some good barbecue next month too.
Yep, we're going to go get Dreamland again.
Yeah, and we're going to go to the original this time, right?
Yes,
all
most
right.
Definitely. All right. We should hit it as soon as we head into town. Before we check into the hotel, let's hit Dreamland.
That's right. Then we can have a couple beers to finish it off.
And then go back to the room and take a nap. And then we'll go hit the strip. And then they'll laugh at all of us old guys trying to hang out with the young kids.
Watch all them young kids doing the things that your daughter's doing that you don't want her to be doing.
Oh, Lord, man. College kids, man. You know what? Live your best life, but be safe. That's all I can say. Live your best life, but be safe.
There you go.
After that, it's 40 years of grind.
Yep. And then
you got to grind it out for 40 years and then retire.
Yeah, that's one thing you don't want to have to do. I wish I had her. All right.
All right. I'll see you probably next Saturday or Sunday to do another podcast.
Sounds good. You have a good week.
Thanks. You too. And we'll see you all just as soon as we put this out and put another one out next week. Y'all take care. Thank you all. We love you. Love you, Dad.
Love you too, son.
Right.
Bye.
Bye.